What's going on, folks? How we doing? Um, Twitch, give a minute. It's having issues right now. I don't know why. Anyway, that's what slowed me down from saying goodnight. How we doing, everybody? Rich, how are you, sir? Nice to see you doing the
Wonderful. How
show.
about yourself?
Good, good. Nice to see you doing the show with John yesterday, getting your wrestling talk out of the way, fix, whatever you want to call it. Um,
Yeah, something like that.
Sorry you couldn't be on the trade talk yesterday. That's what basically ran the table last night. Um, on open mic, which I feel that's becoming a little bit of a nice twist to the channel, making people be more sociable, more talkative. Even got a guest performance last night from Logan, our good buddy who does some Cardinals. He's down by you. He's in Texas somewhere. I forget where though.
Okay.
But Logan's a good guy. Big Rangers fan, little Cardinals fan, little Yankees fan. Yeah. So, how are you?
Good, good. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed last night. My mother-in-law came back from the hospital. She got banged up a little bit in a car wreck on Saturday, and they held her for a little while. So my wife was going 700 miles an hour and different things going on. Once I got off from the one podcast, she had gotten back with my mother-in-law, so I didn't want to, want to make sure I was accessible if need be. So
Right. So,
sorry
you
about missing it.
Oh, it's all right. That's why we do this every Tuesday open mic. That's why, it's you can get on and go whenever you need to go. That's the part about open mic. You're not really held down. Even though some people
Yeah.
like to stay to the end, and that's fine. In case everyone else has stuff going on, just let everyone know. Matt is went live tonight talking Baltimore Orioles with Tim, and Joe and Jamie are live right now too as well. Watch any of them on the YouTube channel, Driving to the Top Productions. And yeah, or you could be in St. Vincent's this afternoon and be watching Justin Fields tell Russell Wilson he's the most expensive quarterback in the league. Should be making subs at Subway. Apparently, that was what led to this huge little scramble in Latrobe today.
Yeah, it's funny because when I posted it, I said you got to love a little friendly competition between a couple of guys, guys fighting for a job, um, and that's what they're doing. I mean, those two guys are fighting for the starting spot. Too many people thought when the Steelers signed Russell Wilson, oh well, he's going to be their starter. Fields is going to be the backup. Blah 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 blah.
Feel that way.
I'm
So,
not sure. I didn't think that was the case from the jump when they brought Fields in. If they would have just brought Russ, but I was telling people all over the place that I thought that they were going to sign Fields, um, or get Fields in a trade. The big thing is, I like this. This shows some fire in these guys. You know what I mean? It's another one of those deals too. It not only shows the fire in them, but it's showing the fire in the team. Because if your guys that are leading the team are doing this kind of thing and really fighting to win and fighting to win a position, everybody on that team should be feeling the exact same way. And this Steeler team, I mean, outside of a couple of guys, I don't know that there are that many starting positions that you can say are 1,000% locked. Can you?
well, we got Najee Harris is probably going to bust his balls. 'Cause he's on a contract year. Obviously, they didn't get the extension. Didn't So he's going to be busting his balls. And then all of a sudden, you got the little fireball back there, and Jalen Warren, who's going to be like, "Yo, it's my turn to make some noise." And hopefully, they can work things out and not get a scrumble like this, and they can work as a 1-2 punch. Now, for fantasy value, it sucks because now you got to be like, do I start both of them? Do I start one of them? I mean, Jalen Warren could go 4 carries for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. The last couple of years, the Steelers have been really tough on fantasy anyway. I mean, since Ben left, it's been really tough to put Steelers of any ilk in fantasy, even Fryermuth, because he wasn't getting used. Pickett wasn't using him the way he needed to. You just didn't have any, you didn't have any consistency, first off, but you just did not have any guys that you could say, okay, this is the guy we're going to give the rock to, and that's it. Every game, we know this guy's going to get his touches. We didn't know that last year. This
Already.
year, already, here we go.
I love it.
Yep.
Well, apparently O'Neal Cruz is making some bad plays right now for you, Raleigh.
That's okay. You know who the team is between the Angels and the Astros? And I get the Rangers got swept this against St. Louis. I get that. I do.
Things just get
But
swept.
when they get DeGrom,
they got beat bad.
huh?
They got beat pretty bad in the last 2 games.
They did. But when you look at what they've got coming back, they just got Josh Young back. They just got Cody Bradford back. They're getting Jacob DeGrom back in about 2 weeks. And when your rotation that you're throwing out there is Scherzer, Evaldi, DeGrom, that's considerably better. And Cody Bradford right there with them. That's considerably better than what they've been dishing out there for a while. Evaldi is great. He's not an ace. I love Evaldi. He's one of my youngest daughter's favorite player. Not an ace. Sorry. Not an ace. Scherzer and DeGrom, those are aces.
He's a good B, though.
So, I mean,
Evaldi's what? A minus? He's an A minus?
Who? Evaldi? A minus, B plus.
I don't know. This new grading scale they just released in California, he's probably at A plus all the way. Did you see that crap? 100 to 84 is an A now in California.
Well, say that one more time. I had a little problem hearing you.
100 to 84% is an A now in Californian schools.
Keep talking. I'm switching mics.
Okay. Yeah, I saw a D went to like 24%. Awful. Not teaching our kids anything about value. Raleigh, Chris, I'm not in the Texas area. I'm in West Virginia, but yes, our Pirates could help you out big time today, and hopefully they do. We'll see. You help us out, we will return the favor this weekend by taking 2 out of 3 from the Mets. This kid is really like all the Taylor Ward talk coming to the Pirates, nothing. All the go ahead, Rich, you're on mute.
all the talk about Taylor Ward. Okay, to be honest, I'm happier with Brian De La Cruz than I would have been with Taylor Ward.
Apparently, Michael A. Taylor was not happy with this move. He's now hit 2 bombs in back-to-back games.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the heck happened there. Somebody gave him a little extra boost in his coffee the last couple of days or something. And I mean, these haven't been cheap shots either. I've seen all 4 of them. I got the game on behind my computer right now. He's been thumping the ball last couple nights.
So, Rich, we didn't get to hear your take last night. For future concerns, I feel the Marlins are in great shape. If some of these prospects come out, what they end up with, I mean, and I still feel Boston gave up way too much for Garcia.
Yeah,
gave up 4 prospects for Garcia. A little crazy.
Yeah, there was. I think there were a lot of players that were acquired that were there was too much out there given. But it was definitely a seller's market. You could ask for the moon and the stars and get it. There's been a lot of years where you couldn't. You'd ask for the kind of guys that these guys were getting traded for, and people would laugh at you. You weren't getting top 10 in the system draft prospects and that kind of thing. I think I'm with you. I think Florida or Miami, sorry, definitely did a good job in what they did. Some of the trades I wasn't real sure about, and like Kikuchi to Houston. How much is that really going to help them? Because Kikuchi's just inconsistent. Now, granted, he's healthy, which Houston pitching is not, but it's inconsistency there. I think there were other guys out there that could be gotten. I think Flaherty could be a huge help for the Dodgers. As the season goes on. I don't know if he's pitching tonight or tomorrow night against San Diego, but
I
I know when he went
didn't see him in DFS tonight, so I'm assuming it's tomorrow.
tonight.
No, tomorrow. I
Tomorrow,
didn't see
okay.
him starting tonight when I was filling out my pitcher spot.
But yeah, I mean, if you've got a healthy Flaherty and you've got a healthy Kershaw, that's a that helps. Well,
Well,
the Padres are also.
here's your
I
answer.
see what Chris posted, and I mean, the Padres right now are hitting basketballs. They're not hitting baseballs. They're hitting basketballs. The last probably week and a half, they're hitting anything and everything that comes up there. If you remember the old line, you're playing checkers and I'm playing chess. These guys are playing slow pitch softball, and the rest of the league is playing baseball. It's just ridiculous the way they're hitting right now, and everybody in the lineup is doing it. That's the thing. Araya's jacked one the other day. Was it yesterday or Tuesday? Or yesterday or Monday? Araya's jacked one, and he doesn't hit home runs.
Rich, so this question just came in a couple minutes ago, and I was letting you finish baseball, but this guy on Twitch wants us to go back, or girl, I'm not real sure, wants us to go back to football.
Okay.
Is Dak worth 60? I know. I don't believe it.
No.
I don't care if he goes to the NFC Championship game or not.
I got news for you. Tua ain't worth 50.
2 Super Bowls.
Tua ain't worth 50.
If Tua didn't have those wide receivers, he wouldn't be worth jack shit.
Well, okay. You also have to understand
quarterback, folks. So I'm not just picking on him mentally, okay?
Right, but the NFL is the ultimate team sport, and people all over the place seem to forget that it is the ultimate team sport. No one player on that team can take over the game. In Major League Baseball, you can have a pitcher take over a game. In hockey, you can have a goalie take over a game or a series. In basketball, you can have a guy take over the game and score 50. In football, you can't do that because you can't have a running back go crazy without an O-line. You can't have receivers go crazy without a quarterback, and you can't have a quarterback go crazy without the other skill players out there. So all this talk of these quarterbacks getting 45, 50, 60 million dollars a year, and then we're going to hear all this crying and moaning from these other guys about cap hits. The cap does go up each year, but the guys that are protecting these quarterbacks and the guys that are the ones that are making the quarterback, because let's be honest, again, they couldn't be themselves without the guys around them. They're going to end up going to other teams because they can't afford them because the quarterback is making 25, 30% 25% of the cap on one guy, 25% on one guy. And then you get a receiver like a Justin Jefferson or a Tyreek Hill or a Jamar Chase or somebody like that, and they're making close to 20. So now you've got about a third of your cap tied up in two guys.
I don't feel he's worth it.
I don't either. I don't think any of them are worth that much. I still stand by the fact that I can't stand Brady.
One of these days I'll go on to my Brady thing and I'll just, destroy him like I eviscerated a couple of people last night on the thing with John. But the one thing Brady did,
I couldn't stand
if
Brady in
you
New England, but when he went to Tampa and he won a Super Bowl, I respected him a lot more.
you know the really bad part, we share a birthday. Of all the athletes and all that kind of stuff, I could share a birthday with. It's that schmuck. But the one thing he always did was he wasn't concerned about being the highest paid quarterback in football.
No, he wanted.
He wanted to win. So he kept his offensive line. He kept his defense. He kept Gronkowski. He kept guys like that. He had quality. He didn't, except for Moss, he never had a top 10 in the league receiver, not outside of Randy Moss.
No,
So, but he had quality guys. He had really good ones. Wes Welker, Julian
hey,
Edelman, guys
Troy
like,
Brown. Troy
huh?
Brown. Who the hell's Troy Brown? Just the MVP in the Super Bowl.
Right.
I
Troy
mean,
Brown. Troy
Steeler fans,
Brown was one of the most versatile players in the NFL for about 5 years. If you
right?
remember right, he played 60 minutes. He was a DB, he was a receiver, and he was returning kicks.
Right. Like we're Steeler fans, Rich, and we know about Troy Brown.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
But a lot of people forget that he won the MVP of the Super Bowl that year. Was
he
that
did.
2000? Was that 2005? Or no, 2008.
I believe it was 8. I can do a little research here.
But I mean, when you say Troy Brown was an MVP of the Super Bowl, everyone's like, "Who the hell is Troy Brown?" And that's because that guy named Tom Brady made it.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, when you
That's
sit there
why
and you really think, I
he
mean,
worked his ass off to get there, and he made sure he was on the page with Brady every second, every play.
yep,
He's also MVP of the Super Bowl. A lot of people know that name now because he does podcasts, always releases shorts. Maybe a lot of people just know that name because he was a good football player. But I don't know. I like it.
yeah,
I like Edelman. I think he's a funny guy.
yeah. Um, 2001.
Oh, he was the first one where Vinatieri kick. That was Vinatieri's kick.
Mm-hmm. But Brady made sure that, yes, and he knew he was making enough money. Now, granted, he had a wife who was making triple what he was making, but at the same time, he just he wanted to see his team do well. And in a salary cap era, you can't consistently do well if you only have a couple of guys that are your big names. You look at what the Steelers even did, for a stretch there, and they didn't have the huge dollar guys. AB was getting paid, but outside of that, Ben was taking pay cuts too, so he could keep guys on the team.
You know, before the Burkheads hit, was AB going to be a Hall of Famer?
Say that again.
Before the before the Burke. Oh my gosh! Before the Burke hit on AB, was AB going to be a Hall of Famer?
Probably the way he was going. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The way he was going, at that exact second of the hit, no. He still needed some more time to keep doing what he was doing. But man, he was on pace. Yeah, he definitely was. And I really think that if a couple of injuries don't take place, that I think the Steelers get a little deeper than they did with the Killer B lineup.
You mean we might not have lost to Denver in overtime?
Yeah, I mean that was a blown coverage. The overtime was a blown coverage.
Oh, for sure. And Thomas took full advantage of that, and so did Tebow.
Yeah, I mean
Tebow was a good quarterback.
Tebow caught more. He caught more crap.
More over.
He never claimed. He never claimed to be Joe Montana. If they would have used him like the Ravens used Lamar Jackson, Denver would have won another Super Bowl, I think. And I'll definitely go on with that. I don't know what you think about that, but
If Tebow would have, they weren't going to let him stay in the NFL. It's just a shame. Like, he took the wrong knee. He did. I mean, he's now barely talked about.
but he's still, and I'll stand on this one too. He's still the best college quarterback of all time.
Oh, for
If
sure.
you just,
I mean,
if you just look at college numbers, yeah,
you think about that rap sheet that he played for, he was the only Christian on that team.
it's true. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up the Florida Gators with Tim Tebow. That year they won the year they won.
And the year before and the year after.
Right.
Yeah, I mean they had a string of guys that have rap sheets longer than I am tall, and I'm 7 foot.
Let's just say
It was bad.
Aaron Hernandez was leading the way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was just a whole bad situation all the way around. I still honestly can't figure out how he did it. I really can't. There was just tons of talent on that team too, man. Could you imagine what the Patriots would have been like if Hernandez didn't get in trouble and you had Gronkowski and Hernandez together for 6 or 7 or 8 years?
They were good.
Yeah, they were.
Would have been hard to cover those guys.
Yeah, because they were both at just giants and they were athletic freaks.
I bet Hernandez just wound up being a total gamble in the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad, like that much talent, you do that much dumb shit.
Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm not in the life of crime, so I really don't know. Like it could be like an itch. Like once you do it once, twice.
I don't know. I mean, I've had some law enforcement around. My grandfather was a chief of police, and my dad was a cop for a little while, and my wife was even a sheriff's deputy for a while. Um, you hear both ways. It ultimately comes down to the person if they want to get their act together or if they don't. It ultimately comes down to the person, because there's been people that have done some really stupid things and got themselves in all kinds of trouble and that kind of stuff and turned it around and became huge successes in whatever they were doing, whether it was sports or business or whatever.
Downey
Me
Jr.
personally, I think it's
Robert Downey Jr. be the biggest one.
right. I think it's entirely up to the person. Do they want to straighten themselves out? You get a guy like Roy Tarpley or a guy like Le'Veon Bell, that step away from the drugs. Randy Gregory, those kind of guys. It's up to them. I mean, you're making 7, 8 figures a year. Play your time. If you want to go do what Ricky Williams is doing, if you spend 4 or 5 years in the league, stay clean, and you want to go smoke till you can't see straight like Ricky Williams does now on some island somewhere, pitch till you win, baby. But when you end up just basically pissing a career away because you can't stay away from weed.
Did Bartman just hit that bomb?
Let me flip back over. I'm flipping
Right.
between Pirates and AEW.
Gotcha. Oh, is
Um,
Jordan Gracie's debut tonight or something, right?
Camille.
Camille.
Yeah, Jordan Grace has been on NXT a couple of times. They got a little trade thing going with TNA and NXT. Yeah, Joe just botched a fly ball.
So is it
So,
4-3 still or 4-4 now?
I've got a little bit of a delay. Let's see what goes on with this pitch, but I got a little bit of a delay. I got 4-3 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, 4-3. McCormick just struck out for the first out of the inning. So,
So how
but
much
yeah,
of a
man.
ball
Hey,
player, how much of a ball player is James McCann?
dude, I'll tell you what. And I was listening to the Baltimore radio station this morning, their sports station, and I was listening to these guys, and one of the guys talked to McCann after the game. They had a doubleheader yesterday, and part of McCann's deal was that he knew that Rushman was going to have to catch 17 innings yesterday if he came out. He said as long as he could see the ball, he was staying in the game.
Can't blame him. I mean, I that's some balls. I don't care. You got hit. Just in case people didn't see it yet. James McCann was at bat and he took a 95-mile-an-hour fastball off the nose.
Uh-huh.
Whether
Right
or
in the
not
nose.
I believe it was broke. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I said it was.
But yeah, that's just a baseball player.
Well,
Stayed
that's
in the
more
game.
than a baseball player.
Um,
Stays in the game. Ended up with I think 2 hits in the game.
yeah. Um, yeah. Unbelievable. But did you see what else happened in Baltimore over the last couple hours?
Jackson Holiday.
First home run, a grand slam.
Yep.
I wasn't sure. Did his dad's first home run also be a grand slam? I saw it
Could be.
and I had to get out of the
I
car.
would have to fact check that, but
But apparently, a little like 9-year-old boy caught the ball, got to meet him, gave him back the bat. Holiday gave him a bat for the ball, and he got to meet him. Got his picture taken. I don't know if he got a jersey or not, but I'm sure he did.
that's cool.
Definitely very excited for that.
Matt Holiday had looks like 2 homers in his first game. He hit a home run. He hit 2 in that game. The
Oh,
second one was a grand slam.
okay. I was seeing something about it. That's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah. But remember, we talked about that we thought this time going back down to AAA, getting a little more fine tuning and all that, and then coming back up. We both thought that was going to be beneficial for him, and so far so good.
Right. I think that's why Matt went live tonight instead of tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was just surprised. I didn't even know Matt was going live until I was ready to log in. And I'm like, Matt, all right. But yeah,
One
that's
thing,
exciting. Exciting. We talk about him. I'm a Jackson fan.
sure, yeah. I mean, there's you're a talent. You're a fan. If you're a baseball fan, it's easy for me to say. If you're a baseball fan, you're a fan of guys that have talent and use that talent. It just took Jackson Holiday a minute to take that talent and make it come through on the next level. Now, I mean, it's a small sample size at the moment.
Yeah, but
Let's see what happens, what he's like in a couple of weeks, but,
that's a good start.
very good start. And you look at this Orioles team, we talked about this a little while ago. This Orioles team, man, they're really good. They're young. and they've got a lot of contract control. The only one, I mean, Corbin Burns will be a free agent, but he's not blind. He has to be able to see the talent that's around him and go, we could ride this train for 4 or 5 years and be a ALCS World Series contender every year for the next 4, 5, 6 years with this squad. Yeah, I'm sticking around.
Will he? I mean, we'll see what the money brings. That's probably what it's going
Who
to
else
boil
are we
down
going to
to.
pay? Who else does Baltimore have to pay? I mean, big dollars. Everybody else are on like rookie contracts, or they're on very reasonable contracts. I'm sure O'Hearn and guys like that are but I mean, Corbin Burns is probably making far and away the most money on that team. Let me pull up their salary.
Yeah, I was going to message Matt and be like, "Get your ass in here. We're talking about your team right now."
But yeah, I mean, when you look at what they've got right now, there is just so much talent, young talent on that team. And I think, and take this for what it's worth, I think that that's the Pirates in a couple more years. Corbin Burns is making 15 million this year. Santander is 12. And then the next highest is 6. That's Cedric Mullins. Eloy Jimenez, who they picked up yesterday, is making 4. Mountcastle 4, McCann 4, Eflin 4, O'Hearn 3.5.
Okay, how long are their contracts, Rich? Is Burns the only one like majorly up at the end of the year, or don't you
Well,
have
and
that?
Burns is arbitration eligible. Burns is arbitration 3.
Thinking 20, or do we, or
Probably.
is it see where it finished, or do you think the Orioles step in way before that and do something that's unheard of and talk during the end of the season and say, "Let's get this done"?
Conceivable. They may put the offer out there before the season's over. But I mean, when you're sitting there and you're looking at, let's see. Let me look at the contract statuses here. Okay. So we've got
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, man. I got it.
Good. You're good. You're usually really faster than I was like, "Oh shit, what do I do?" Dead air.
No. Okay, so I mean, Jimenez is good till 26. McCann will be a free agent at the end of this year. Eflin has next year. Burns is at the end of this year. Kimbrel is next year. Santander is a free agent this year. So is Mullins. So is Mountcastle. Means, Mateo, Urias, Trevor Rogers.
Rogers, free agent, brought in.
I'm sorry.
Is he a rental then?
Who's that?
Rogers.
Probably.
Well, no, you just said his name.
But he's 25. So I mean, and right now he's making his contract's $1.5 million. I don't see any way that a lot of these guys aren't back next year. I mean, a lot of them are still under control, arbitration, all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Yeah, Eflin is good through 25. Jimenez good through 26. Kimbrel, McCann. And then you got arbitration eligible. Burns is arbitration eligible for 15 for next. Well, no, I'm sorry. He'll be a free agent at the end of this year. Santander, Slater, and Means, all free agents. Everybody else is arbitration. And then Mullins, Soto, Mateo, and Dylan Tate are all arbitration next year and free agents in 26. Urias, Mountcastle, Rogers, Webb, and Keegan Aiken are arbitration eligible for 2 years and become free agents in 27. Rushman doesn't become a free agent until 28. Henderson, 29. Bradish, 29. Grayson Rodriguez, 30. Westbrook, 30. Colton Cowser, 30. So you got a lot of years, man, that you could legitimately have a pretty solid, that team pretty solidly put together for a while.
What do you go to Burns and offer him what? 4 for 62? Give him a little bit of a raise?
I'd go 4 for 80.
You're gonna bump him 5 mil on a raise.
Well, you got to go market price on an ace. And he's 30, or he will be 30 by the time the season ends. And so that gets him through 35. But if you offered him 5 at 80, I think that's fair. He may even want 85. 80 would put him at 17 or 16 a year.
4
You
years
might
for
have 4 year. Well, no, 5 years for 80.
Okay, my deal was more.
Yeah,
Less
I
years.
think I got to sign him. I got to sign him for 5 years, though. I got to sign him for 5 years because the window that you have with Rushman and Gunner and Holiday and all these young guys, that's a 5-year window. So I'd have to offer him 5. I might have to go 100 when it's all said and done. 5 years, 100. Give him 20 a year.
Okay.
My big question is who else is going to be pitching for them?
I don't know.
Because I mean, like I said, if they keep Rogers, that's one thing, and they've got Grayson Rodriguez. Dean Kramer is arbitration until 27 or through 27. He won't be a free agent until 28. So could be interesting. Could be really interesting, man.
Right. All right. So let's get back to Pirates ended up going after a couple pitchers yesterday. They wound up getting in their dude. I can't say it. The real long last name. I can't think. What is his name? Rich, why am I drawing blanks?
Are you talking about the reliever they got?
No.
Because they traded Martin Perez and got Ronaldus Jimenez.
I was so excited.
Jimenez could be a middle inning long relief guy. I mean, he's not gonna be anything to write home about.
I don't know. I was excited to see him go. I thought he was going downhill, Rich. I thought they had to get rid of him. get something back.
Oh no, I'm talking about the guy they got. I mean, getting rid of Perez, okay. If he can benefit a team, great. Kudos to them. Can he help San Diego? Probably in the bullpen. But I just I just think that
Isaiah Kinner Falifa.
oh, is he? Isaiah Kiner Falefa is going to be a huge part of this team.
Don't you? I couldn't
Write this
pronounce.
down.
I couldn't pronounce it off the top of my head. I had to look it up.
His mother is Ralph Kiner's granddaughter.
Okay, so we got some.
We got some
All right.
pirate ties here.
Right.
Izzy came up with the Rangers.
I know that. I know that.
And
You would have known that name.
won a Gold Glove with the Rangers. Came up as a catcher. He can play 6 positions well. He can play all 3 outfield positions, second, third, short. Well, 7 positions actually. Catcher, second, third, short, and any of the outfield positions. He's a good backup catcher. Very good at second, short, and third. He definitely is going to be a big piece with Nick Gonzalez out. Izzy's going to slide right in that spot, I think, if they're smart. Put him in that spot. He's not going to hit you a lot of homers. I promise you he's not going to hit a lot of homers.
What they do with York? Did they put him on the squad or did they send him down to AAA? Because a lot of Boston fans were like, weren't very happy that they got rid of him for Priester.
I think they sent him to AAA. I think
there
he's in
was
Indianapolis.
Like I said, there was a lot of Boston fans not happy that they got rid of him.
Yeah, and I think down the road he's going to be a big piece of this team, but not right this second. I think he's a year away, but Connor Falefa is going to be that guy that even when everybody's healthy, he's going to be a great fill-in because he can come in behind the plate. He can come in, give a guy a day off at any of the infield positions. He's not a first baseman by any stretch.
Okay.
He could play first probably if he had to, but
position we did not.
Say again.
That's the one position we did not address at all.
I understand this.
I thought you would have been a little more angry than
that. Well, I also looked at what's out there. And really, the best first baseman that was available that wasn't going to be a 1,000% rental was Andrew Vaughn. And, is he anything better than Connor Joe or Rowdy Tellez? No.
Could have Benintendi. I thought Benintendi would have moved yesterday.
White Sox didn't move a lot of guys. Garrett Crochet didn't move. Luis Robert didn't move. They got rid of Michael Kopech, and a couple other, but they didn't get rid of as many guys as a lot of people thought they were going to. But I think they were asking for too much. I really do. I think they were asking for the moon and the stars for especially the younger guys, and teams were like, "Nah, that's okay. We're good."
What the Marlins get? 18, 19, 20 prospects yesterday?
Something like that. Their team payroll now is $14.5 million.
Right, but if some of these prospects pan out,
oh yeah,
like 97 World Series again in a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys no one ever heard of, and all of a sudden, you bring in 1 to 2 names. You put a really, really good coach behind the bench, like, obviously we're not going to see Jim Leland. Oh, that's the picture I should have used for the YouTube channel today. Damn it! Instead, I used. If anyone doesn't know, the YouTube picture today is Paul Skeens and
Randy Johnson.
They were just in Arizona. Yep, they got to meet each other. I would have liked to been a fly on the wall in that conversation for sure.
Yeah. But that's one thing. If you've noticed, and you see it, you've seen it a lot if you've really followed what's going on. Skeens is picking the brains of a lot of these I don't want to say old timers, but past pitchers that have had a lot of success. When the Pirates were in Atlanta, he had they said he had like an hour conversation with Tom Glavine. Holderman just gave up a 2-run shot, 5-4 Astros.
Or though that
Uh,
these pitchers aren't making time for him.
well, I think it's a combination. I think that he's wanting to learn from them, and they're wanting to teach him, because they recognize talent too. I think that's a combination of things.
You get to
But if
talk
you
to
get a chance,
Pryor.
huh?
Did you get to talk to Mark Pryor when the Dodgers were here?
I don't know. I don't know. I did see a thing where he had a talk with Clayton Kershaw, though.
Well, hopefully we don't take any lessons from Clayton Kershaw late in the career.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Show.
Kershaw's problem has been his back injury. It hasn't been fundamentals or it hasn't been anything like that. It's been the fact that his back is screwed up and he's just not what he was. Uh,
All right, so maybe that conversation could have went. If your back gets screwed up, get away before your career gets ruined.
Maybe. Maybe. But, he's going to get a chance to be around a lot of really, really good pitchers and pitching coaches and things of that nature. I'm willing to bet you that the time he's been in Houston, I'll bet you almost anything he's had a talk with Justin Verlander.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind.
And that's one thing I like about what he's doing, because you get some of these guys, they come in and they think they are the hottest stuff in the world. They think they're Nuke LaLoosh and nobody can touch them and nobody can tell them anything and all that kind of stuff. He's not doing that. He's coming in and wanting to learn, realizing he's going to make mistakes, and he wants to learn from the mistakes, but he also wants to do things to prevent the mistakes before they happen. So I think that's a class thing for him. It's going to improve his career and it's going to make him a better pitcher down the road.
That slider that Skeens has is nasty.
Oh yeah.
That thing could be 2 feet off the plate and then just break right in. I don't know if you saw what I shared today on Facebook or not. I don't remember if I tagged you or not, but it just showed this thing breaking almost 2 feet right over the plate. Yeah. Crazy. I was loving it.
I didn't see the post, but I know the pitch you're talking about.
Great.
And yeah, I mean, if these guys can stay healthy, Skeens, Jones, and Keller can be the foundation of a fantastic rotation. Because if you're hunting for 4s and 5s and not hunting for 1s and 2s, which the Pirates have been forever, since Garrett Cole was here, when you're hunting for 4s and 5s, you can get 4s and 5s.
And you might even
You
be
can
able to
find the
2 and a 3 in there too, because they want to come here
true.
now because they know that they're not going to be
Right.
the focus point.
Right. No, you're right.
What we're talking about with Burns down in Baltimore. Hopefully he sees it and he wants to stay because he wants to win. Instead of just going to the Bronx, instead of just going to the Dodgers. Which I don't know. Growing up as a kid, you wanted to be on one of those 3 teams. You wanted to be on your hometown team, and you wanted to be possibly on the Dodgers or the Yankees.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to win.
Right. And then and then the Red Sox started having their success in the early 2000s, and that became a destination.
I think it's because I had the fan. Oh my god! I had the 47 franchise fitted hat for the Red Sox, and it was the blue brown with the red brim. I love that hat, and it bent perfect. I would love for those hats to come back out. I love that hat.
Is it just me, or is that the worst City Connect in the major leagues?
Well, okay, they did the Kellers because of the bombing, obviously.
I get it, but those colors just are awful on a baseball uniform.
They're not Boston. I would
Mhm.
rather see them in black and gold like the Pirates. That's more their city colors. I mean, you can't say the Patriots because they're an hour away from Boston.
Well, no, but I mean, think about if they're going to do so. Why didn't they do green?
Colors. I mean, I'm just saying the colors. Maybe they could have went green
Right.
and black to mix it in with the Celtics and the Bruins to go that route.
Well, and plus, what's like over half the population of Boston?
Right, green.
Irish.
Right. Right. And
You know,
and I'm bad with these hats because I love these hats. I am a Boston Scally collector fanatic. I have probably 40 to 50 of these stupid hangs, and I love them. And today they came out with the batter, and I'm like, oh my god, no, I'm not buying it. But then they're like, it comes with a free pen, and I'm like, no. I'm like, Adam, stay away today. I don't care. I'm just a fan of their hats, and like, like bad. And I'm like, I got jerseys coming. I got car problems. I can't be buying this shit. I'm excited though. I am getting the Corey Seager World Series jersey.
very good.
Both with and the Texas one will have the World Series patch on the front.
Very nice.
Because they were the first team to do that
Yeah.
with the patch on the front.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm tempted to get one of your City Connects because I love it. I love that look.
See, I just can't. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the Pittsburgh
Right,
City
being
Connect or the
outsider,
Rangers City Connect. I love the
being,
Pirates.
being outsider, Rich, and look at that Rangers City Connect, and you might appreciate it. It really takes you back to like the early feel of baseball, like the early jerseys, and that's why I like it so much.
It just seems like the logo that's on there is the Japanese symbol for soup. It just, I mean, I know what the symbol is, but what it looks
It doesn't
like,
look like a T, right? It doesn't look like a T.
I just can't. I can't wrap my head. It's not that it's a horrible looking one. I would put it in the middle, um, because I don't think it's as bad as like I think San Diego's are just this side of putrid. Um, I don't like Miami's either,
They
but
were Miami was the. Ooh, I don't remember Miami.
yeah, theirs is almost like ultra Miami Vice type.
So they would look like the All Star jerseys.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
I don't
I
even know
mean,
what that
they're
is. It's like a pinstripe pullover.
yeah, right. That orange, whatever the heck it's supposed to
Like a
be. I
red.
mean, it's
I don't even think that's orange, is it? Oh, in that light, it is. It looks red.
it might be,
It looks red. It looks red on my phone.
but then
It
you
looks
got the teal there with it, and heck, I don't know, man. I sit there and I just wonder. Um,
like they could have done so much more. Like they could have put two eyes and palm trees.
well, and they're actually the Marlins website says that it's a red pinstripe top with
Right.
Miami scripted in white and trimmed in blue.
But they could have done
That
this.
ain't
They could
blue.
have done
That's
eyes and palm trees.
yeah. I
Like
mean, they could have done all. Yeah,
they could have done something really neat with it.
they could have had a marlin jumping across the logo.
Don't they already have that? Was that a logo back in the day?
I like those logos.
Right. But I mean, you got to think the city. Like they could have went. Like when I think Miami, I think beach. Like they could have went with a Sandy Keller, like a sandy jersey.
Yeah, but man, I I still and please the all-star uniforms. I know you brought them up a minute ago. I firmly agree with the tweet or the Facebook post that I saw that it looked like Giant Eagle was playing Shop and Save. I promise those look like rec softball uniforms, and I
Um,
know I'm not the only one on this train. I wish they would go back to the guys wearing their team uniforms.
I
The
don't.
home team wear their home colors, the road team wear your road colors, and call it good.
No, I think they should. I think that home stadium should be able to pick the jerseys, and instead of saying the team name and say American League, National League, I think the home team should be able to pick the jerseys, and that's it. Like if they want to wear the City Connect jerseys for the All Star game, do it. If they want to wear their alternate home jerseys, do it. They want to wear their regular home jerseys, do it. And then have the other team wear their road jerseys out there. I think that would be a moneymaker.
Yeah, but could you imagine and run this one through your brain for a second? Yankees are hosting the All-Star game, and Pete Alonso makes the team. Do you honestly think Pete Alonso is going to wear a Yankees road jersey?
But it will say National League on
Yeah, but it's a Yankees jersey. It just happens to say
it.
National League on it.
It's supposed to have home feel wherever the game is.
I get this, but you know what I mean. They're not gonna. Some of these guys are.
Turn down the extra money and go on vacation with your family and shut the fuck up. It's a jersey. It's something you collect. It's something you put in your basement. It's something you hang up in your garage. It's not anything. And who knows if you make money off of selling it, people are going to buy Pete Alonso jerseys because it's an away Yankees jersey and it says the Mets on it. Now it's got the Mets logo on it too, on a Yankees away jersey. That could make it more entertaining.
I don't see that would. I don't see where that would fly. And I understand why the Major League Baseball does the American League and National League jerseys, so they can sell crap loads of these things for the 8 or 10 guys that are going to sell. They're going to have fans buy their jerseys because you got 64 guys on those rosters. I can guarantee you 50 of them doesn't sell hardly any of those jerseys, maybe even 55. You're going to sell a uku of Aaron Judge and Vlad Jr. and these guys, but Bryce Harper and people like that. But Ryan McMahon from the Rockies ain't going to sell 50 jerseys.
We had this conversation come up last night too. Why does he not get traded?
Ryan McMahon?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that he was on the block.
It doesn't like you're a Rocky. They traded a lot of players yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like they never trade players. It seems during the break.
Yeah. Well, and did you notice the Braves did not make one move? Did not make one move yesterday. They got Soler the day before.
Right, because that's all they wanted. Maybe they. Maybe they felt the prices were too high for everyone else. They made 3 moves the day before, though, Reg. They got 2
They
pitchers.
did.
So I mean, I don't know. It wasn't that big of a deal. They were excited to get Solar. So
I'm just still curious what their pitching is going to look like come playoff, assuming they make it. But what their pitching is going to look like, because man, without having Strider and without having Freed, that's losing 1 and 2. That's going to be tough. And I don't know, when does Ronaldo Lopez hit that wall?
if you're a Braves fan, you're hoping it's in the offseason.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's not Dwight Gooden. He's not going to be able to go 200 innings and carry a 2 ERA. I'm just curious. I'm concerned about the Braves. I don't know, and it's simply medical bug. They've just got so many guys hurt that I'm interested to see what they end up doing. Whit Merrifield is not gonna make the difference from Ozzy Albies. I don't know exactly what the deal was that they couldn't get Jazz Chisholm in there to play second. Work the deal with Miami, similar to what the Yankees did. Because if you put Chisholm in that lineup, there you go.
That kid is loving it in New York right now. We're not even going to bring that up. He had 4 home runs already in 3 games. He had 2 yesterday. And Jamie,
two and 8.
Jamie, Subway Conversation on the channel, just called him Jazz. We're just calling him Jazz.
Jazz.
So just to let you know, Jamie is super excited about that move. I was too. I mean, I was like, I hope he goes somewhere good.
I'm half excited about Jazz with the Yankees. As an offensive player, I think he makes a major improvement to that lineup. At third base, liability. The guy's played exactly as many games at third base in his career as he's played with the Yankees. This guy hasn't ever smelled third base. I don't know that he could spell third base before he got there. And I'm just really, nervous about that.
If he keeps the bat hot, they won't notice him at third base.
Oh, they will.
I'm just saying.
The minute he makes an error that causes them to lose a game, the New York media is going to crucify him and crucify Aaron Boone, excuse me, for having him on third. Although, and by the way, that brings up a whole nother point. Okay. Gleyber Torres can be on the next train to AAA as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to play third. Excuse me? Who signed your paycheck? You play for the New York Yankees. You don't tell me where you're going to play and where you're not going to play. If we need you to play third, you're going to play third. If we need you to play left out, you're playing left out. It doesn't matter. We're going to tell you where you're going to play.
Right.
I'm not going to play third because I'm not going to be comfortable over there. Tough toogies.
Right. I completely agree. We'll see what happens. But right now that bat's being a lot better. We'll see when the excitement wears off. Which, when you played on a really shitty team for all these years, maybe that excitement never wears off.
Do you think the Yankees win that division?
We had this conversation last night, Rich. I think they make the wild card. I think Baltimore ends up winning it. I said last night I think it's going to be Cleveland and Baltimore in the ALCS.
Yeah. I mean, I said Baltimore. I had Baltimore going to the World Series from the jump, and I'm sticking to that. I think they win the division. I think they represent the AL in the World Series.
I mean,
do they play Cleveland?
And Joe last night was hoping the 2 worst teams that make the final grade play for the World Series, so MLB can finally realize like this is stupid because there's no high class teams in this World Series, so it's really not going to be watched, and no one's going to give a shit.
I'll give you one. I'm going Baltimore, Seattle
in the ALCS.
In the ALCS.
Well,
because
speaking of Seattle, real quick, did you see Justin Turner knew more Red Sox players than he did his own team last night? I thought I got a kick out of that one.
But I like the moves Seattle made. They've got a front 3 that is really, really good in their pitching staff. I think that Scott Service and that team is going to be, I think that they can make it there. Their front 3 is as good as any 3 in the American League. And I think you're going to see Seattle and Baltimore. Nationally, I mean, it's very tough to not say Philly. I said Baltimore, Philly at the start of the season, and I'm going to stick with that. But I got Baltimore and Philadelphia playing. Wow, I would have said Atlanta, but I can't. I'm not sure that I want to say the Dodgers. I'll go out on the limb. I'll be the guy that goes out on the limb on worldwide YouTube It says it'll be an all Pennsylvania NLCS. Pirates, Phillies. How's that sound?
I didn't really have a NLCS prediction. I just didn't. I didn't know what to think. But a lot of people. I mean, the Pirates could. The Pirates could, and it wouldn't be as boring. It'd be cool to play Philly.
I mean, we know playoffs comes down to pitching, and I'll tell you what, he's shown it throughout the course of the season. Now, I don't know. He's still got a couple of months left. But if you go Skeens, Keller, Jones, whatever incarnation of those three you go, and Falter is your 4, I'm not ashamed of that going into the playoffs. Falter's been solid.
And then what? If we do run into Philly, it would be Nola, Wheeler, and I don't who's there.
Sanchez. Ranger Sanchez.
Yeah, who's
Or
really
Suarez. I'm sorry, Ranger Suarez.
come out of nowhere, and I made the mistake and dropped him after his first win last this year, and someone scooped him. Anyway,
Yeah, my guy's pinch hitting top of the 8th. Oh, Rowdy.
hopefully he hit the bomb.
That would be nice. Tie this thing up, or actually take the lead. Reynolds just got on. But, when the Pirate, and I even noticed this on Facebook in the chat rooms. I don't know if you saw this or not. There were still people crying and moaning that they didn't do enough at the trade deadline. And I made the comment on the one thing. I said, guys, what do you expect them to do? You want them to trade to bring in Juan Soto and Pete Alonso? I mean, that's just not going to happen. What do you want?
Well, Rich, the Sox found a way to beat your Mariners today.
How's that?
3-2. I'm just telling you, the Mariners lost today.
Say that again.
The Mariners lost today.
Yeah. I think the Mariners sneak in on that last wild card in America. I think you're right. It's going to end up being Baltimore and the Yankees, Cleveland.
Go ahead.
And then I think Houston. This is going to really draw some good attention. I think Houston just completely wets the bed, and I'm going to have Seattle and Texas coming out of the West.
Prediction Wednesday. I like it. I like it. I like it, Richard.
Well, I mean, that's the cool part about baseball, man. That's why they play the game. Because if you just played it on paper, Pirates wouldn't really have a chance.
We would suck. No, we that would be bad, Rich. That would be bad to play on paper.
Oh yeah. Get those paper cuts when you slide into second and that kind of thing. It'd be really rough. But
might as well just spin that little pinwheel.
There you go. Oh, here we go. First night with the team. Let's go ahead and get a tying bomb here. By the way, Rowdy hitting a double play.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
So Cruz does have a hit tonight.
Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of both of the moves. I'm a big fan of both of them. De La Cruz has got 18 bombs this season, and I think he can be a perennial 20 to 25 homer guy. Izzy is going to be perennial Gold Glove contending defense, even though he's probably not going to play one position long enough to win a Gold Glove at a position yet anymore. He's going to hit you 280 to 300.
Are they going to give a utility Gold Glove soon?
I don't know. There's a hit for De La Cruz. I don't know. I think
that's a good question. Maybe
maybe
that'll be an open mic conversation. Oh, Rich,
actually.
did your daughter make it safe to Italy?
Yes, yes. Ended up going from it's actually starting in 2022. There's been a Gold Glove for utility player.
Okay.
But yeah, she left, went from Tucson to Denver, Denver to Germany, and then Germany to Italy. Got there like 6 in the morning on Tuesday.
She give a call
Yeah,
home,
she is. Do what?
call home, let you know.
Well, she texted me. I'm sure she'll call her mom.
Dad just wants to know she made it. Mom will actually want to talk to her.
Well, yeah, and her twin. They talk all the time. And that's cool. I get it. It's definitely not any
But you
skin
got
off
that
my nose.
text. So are you the most important one? Because you got mentioned first.
What do you mean?
You got the text first, right?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. It's one of those, with as crazy as her schedule is, and especially now with her trying to figure out our time frames because they're 9 hours ahead of us. That may have a little bit of to say about when we talk to each other and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, she is super excited. Um, she's really into art, and of course, I mean, she's like 10 minutes from Venice. She's got all the art, with Rome and all that in Italy. She's got all the art in France and Germany right at her fingertips. England is like an hour flight. And with the way the prices are there, it's like a $30 round trip. $30 round trip to go to England. It's like, what? Yeah, $30. She can hop a plane and go to Greece, and it's really inexpensive to do that. Um, she's going to have an opportunity to see a lot of things that are going to be super cool experiences, and she's just going to have a blast with. I know she is. So that's pretty neat. I'm happy for her. I really am.
Good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad that.
Yeah, it sucks we won't see her for a couple of years, but it's cool that she's getting to do these experiences.
Right. I'm sure you'll see pictures. I'm sure it postcards.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna I'm gonna send my wife over to see her next year at some point. Um, I'm still not mobile enough to be able to make that thing work, but um,
Well, let's see.
give her
Rick.
mom a chance.
You'll be there a while, so let's keep going, buddy. Let's get there.
Oh yeah, I'm still. In fact, the cast, for folks that don't remember um, the cast comes off for good next Wednesday.
We're good,
So when we do the show next Wednesday, I will be castless.
and you might be in a new position, new spot, back to the original spot.
Yeah, yeah, very possible.
But then
But yeah, I'm just
you might have got really comfortable being where you are now.
no.
No, not at all.
It's okay, but no, I'd much rather be able to be doing the stuff I was doing and that kind of thing. Yeah, it's going to be a lot better to be able to actually get up, put the weight on my feet and all that kind of thing. Use the walker a lot more than the wheelchair. I was to the point before this all happened that I was using the walker 90% of the time, and the wheelchair was just for, stuff whenever I went in the bathroom and that kind of thing, and that was it. Um, Now it's been, I stand up long enough to get up, get in the chair to do anything if I'm going to the bathroom or whatever. And that's it. I haven't been standing for more than 30 seconds in about a month.
Well, let's see what happens when next Wednesday, Rich. Exciting news. Get the cast off. Um, I feel we covered a lot of ground tonight, Rich.
Yeah.
By the way, tonight at the post that's why we started a little late. I got home a little late tonight. Sticks, Foreigner, and Journey were all out at the amphitheater tonight.
Very nice.
Your wife probably would
Very
have been there
nice.
here.
My wife will be at Globe Life Field on August the 12th to see Def Leppard, Journey, and Steve Miller Band.
That tour was just here. I don't know. See, someone said Journey was playing tonight, so I don't know if it was an off night for them or something because they were just here on Saturday. I don't know if they waited and then are catching up, but apparently they said someone said Journey was playing tonight with the show tonight in out at Ferguson. I'm not sure, but they were just here
Could be.
Saturday. I mean, they
Could
could
be.
be. I don't know. Be pretty
Could be.
cool.
I know. I know. Styx has been touring with both Journey and REO Speedwagon. So,
But yeah, Rich. Next week we'll catch up on. Hopefully next Tuesday you're able to step back into the open mic. Um,
yeah,
we had 7, 8 guests last night. It was pretty cool.
well, that's awesome, man. That's great.
And we were waiting on you, and then you text me your mother-in-law is getting out of the hospital. But John, the funny thing is, John knew this was going on, and I was like wondering where you were, and John didn't tell me.
Well, I sent him a message too.
I know John knew what was going on and didn't tell me before.
Oh,
He knew before.
well, I sent it. I sent it. Well, he didn't know that much before. I sent it to him 5 minutes before I sent it to you.
Yeah, he knew. Like
So,
he got that new belt. Did you see that new belt out? Well, not the new
I
one.
did.
But
I saw that.
I like it. I like it. The Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan belt. That was exciting. So
The
maybe
hemp,
next
the hemp belt.
mic, open mic. I'm sure SummerSlam's going to come up. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't really know, but I know SummerSlam is big this weekend. So happy birthday too, huh?
Appreciate it. Yeah, Saturday I'll turn 53. Wow.
35. Flip those numbers, Rich.
53.
Get older, flip those numbers, right?
Do I know?
We flip those numbers when we get older, right?
I'm all right with it. No, I'm okay with it. I certainly I don't necessarily feel 53. Certain parts of my body do, but outside of that, but yeah, it's been good, and looking forward to this weekend. Looking forward to a lot of stuff. NFL preseason starts tomorrow. Hall of Fame game tomorrow. And he's starting it already. Caleb Williams isn't playing in the Hall of Fame game. I know. I know. Number one pick in the draft. Rookie needs to learn the offense, all that kind of stuff, and he's not
See
playing.
Aaron Rodgers. I can see Aaron Rodgers sitting the whole preseason, and he is. It's granted, he stepped on the field for 15 seconds and he's done for the year. Um, so, but Caleb Williams hasn't done shit. He's not anything. I'm not getting into this. Where's Dylan when I'm?
I fully get any of these veterans that have been around 8, 10 years or more. Maybe play the first half of the last preseason game just
That's
to
the
get
last.
just to get your timing back down and call it good. I have no problems with that. None.
Right.
But this rookie stuff, it's like, God, jeez. I don't
He's
get it.
scared to admit he sucks so bad, and that's why he's not playing. This is the Hall of Fame game. This is like the only preseason game people watch.
Right.
Like in reality, this is the only preseason game people watch. I don't watch the Steelers. I'll listen on the radio because I'm at work, but I don't care if I watch the damn game or not. There's no meaning behind it.
Well, yeah, and I mean I do, but it's because of a completely different thing. I
Right.
do because of my job.
Right.
Um,
You're getting paid to watch.
But yeah.
Like, granted, we need to
So I
watch
mean,
conversation.
what's that?
We need to watch it for good conversation, but
Well, we did. Yeah, we need to do that too. But I'm very curious to see what a lot of teams are going to be doing this year. I want to see who's going to carry the ball for the guys with the rating on their helmet. I want to see what happens with the running game in Miami. I want to see what happens with San Francisco. Now that you've got a number 2 receiver, that is his head really there? You've got some guys that have been hurt, different things like that. What's Minnesota do without Kirk Cousins this year? And you bring in JJ McCarthy.
Sam Darnold, baby. Sam Darnold. Who's going to be
JJ
the starter.
McCarthy will start day 1.
Sam Darnold will be the starter day 1. JJ McCarthy's not getting it. He's not getting it from all the reports.
Justin Jefferson is not going to let that happen. TJ Hawkinson ain't going to let that happen. Or not, yeah.
So you want a surprise tight end that could be something? N'Keal Harry. He's now a tight end. He bulked himself up to 240. I picked him up just because he knows how to catch the ball, and if it is JJ McCarthy, he's gonna need a safety blanket. I'm not saying he's gonna be a killer tight end like Hawkinson, but if you're looking for like a sneaky pick, like in DFS, FanDuel, real cheap, and you want a cheap tight end, Harry could be it.
Yeah, and N'Keal Harry's he's got good hands.
Right.
It just never gelled in New England.
I just want to know if this 200 and what do you go from 190 to 240? You put on 50 pounds of pure muscle and it's huge. Be a tight end.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what happens. I want to see what happens in New Orleans. You got Alvin Kamara, who's been the bull of the woods for a long time, and Kendre Miller is going to be breathing down his neck, and this is a contract year for Kamara. So, what happens now?
Can Kamara stay healthy too?
Exactly. He hasn't been able to stay healthy in 3 or 4 years.
Right. I have Derek Carr.
And what does Anthony Richardson do?
Look,
we didn't see much of him last year because he got hurt.
That kid, I think he's gonna be all right.
I think he is too, but this is really his rookie year too.
Here's my question.
Didn't see much of him last year.
Here's my question. With ball hog Diggs going to Houston, is this going to affect CJ Stroud spreading the ball around?
No.
Yeah, that's what you say now, but
DeMeco Ryans won't let that happen.
But that's what you think.
DeMeco Ryans will not let that happen. You watched Nico Collins last year come into his own as a guy that can be that receiver. You've got a guy in Tank Dell that until he broke his leg was arguably probably the best number 2 receiver in football. Yeah, you brought in Stephon Diggs, and yes, he's a ball hog, but he's got. I think on this team, he's Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks.
I don't think he's the number 1.
Brandon Cooks did not have a bad year last year. It was just very inconsistent. No. But he still had 8 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks had a good year last year.
Right, but I think that's Stephon Diggs. Diggs is not going to be the one in Houston, and he's got to learn to like it or lump it. And DeMeco Ryans ain't going to take any stuff.
Can he do that? Can he get that,
my friend?
Can he get that ego out of his head?
That, my friend, is the magical question. Can he do it? Will he do it?
And is he going to beat down CJ Stroud? Is he going to beat down Stroud's face? Is he going to be like he was with Josh Allen?
That's what I say. DeMeco Ryans will not let that happen. DeMeco Ryans is one of those coaches that he's not going to let a receiver or a prima donna determine what goes on with the team. He's not. And McDermott kind of allowed that to happen in Buffalo. We saw, I think we see And D'Amico Ryan's a really, really good young coach that's going to do nothing but get better. And as a former player, he knows. He knows what it's like. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be any issue with that. My question is the running game for Houston. What's Joe Mixon going to do?
Shoot, baby. I guess that would be like more of a topic for open mic, but like how good is that Cal Shanahan tree? How
Yeah.
good is that Cal Shanahan tree? Look at all the
When
people
it's
that
all
came.
said when it's all said and done, it's going to be up there with the top coaching trees that there's
Yeah,
been.
you know who doesn't have a good coaching tree? Mike Tomlin.
Who's that?
Mike Tomlin.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I am still not a fan of it. I don't care. I'm just glad
I
Omar
understand.
taken complete balls of this team and said I'm basically running it. I'm so,
All I can tell you is this. When the Steelers go 10-7 or 11-6 this year and they make the playoffs,
look, we're gonna have this conversation way later in life. Hopefully, we can get Steelers Realm podcast on here for it. Um, hopefully, we can get JT over here for it. Well, we'll have we'll have a Steeler roundtable. I will work on that. We'll just have to do it on a Wednesday night as our show and see if we can get a nice collab on it.
works for
Um,
me.
and we will definitely break this shit down. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Works for me, man. And I will have everything ready, by the way, for the fantasy football stuff when we do open mic on Tuesday.
Oh, nice, nice. I'll see if I can get Steven. I'll see if I can get Steve to come back on Tuesday.
Okay. And we'll make the league as big as we need to. I mean, if we need to go 10, 12, 14.
I would prefer 12 just because players start to run thin at 14.
They do. They do. But,
I'd
whatever we
prefer
got.
10 to keep it
Huh?
all competitive. I would like 10 just to keep it all competitive, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see
Well,
what we got. I mean, for the first year doing it, we'll see how it goes.
are we doing sleeper or what are we doing?
Say again.
Are we doing sleeper?
I mean, I was gonna kind of keep it pretty generic, but
Well,
that's something we can discuss during open mic.
I have three. I have no. I meant sleeper as the league.
You lost me.
Or like sleeper, it's a fantasy site.
Oh, it's engine.
Yes.
I was gonna put it on Yahoo. I thought I thought I was gonna put it on Yahoo.
Yeah, like I have sleeper. Like I have three teams already on here, so
Yeah,
it'd be easy for me to manage.
I was thinking a sleeper league, not a sleeper league.
Uh,
Um, no, I mean I was thinking Yahoo, but I mean we can figure that part out too. Pirates lost, by the way, 5-4.
I figured it was moving that way.
But they took 2 out of 3 from Houston. In Houston.
We won the series. That's all we can ask.
Right. It's like I tell people all the time. If you win more series than you lose and you never get swept, you're in the playoffs. Just do the math.
Steelers signed Marquez Callaway today,
Oh
which
yeah?
was he was totally misused in New Orleans. I think he's young too. I think this is that third year right now for him.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
I mean, he's 6'2", 204. That's pretty big.
Mm-hmm. Good
He,
size guy.
he's going on his 5th season. Never mind. That's how quiet he was. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I want to get off here because I have to be at work early tomorrow. Earlier
I got
than
you, man.
normal.
I'm in the same boat. It's first of the month, so it's going to be busy on my end. I got you. We'll do it
So,
again next week.
yes, sir. Hey, to everyone out there viewing, I thank you. If you're gonna leave comments or whatever, I did see a couple Twitter pop up last night, so I don't know if anyone's leaving comments or not. I obviously can't log on to John or Jamie's page, but everyone watching on those 2 channels, thank you. If you guys wanted to leave comments, obviously come over to the YouTube channel, Driving to the Top Productions. Look for Miss Phoenix, the cover of our show. Like, subscribe, leave those comments, and me and Rich will do our best to answer those questions. Riley, Chris, thank you for being a guest tonight in the YouTube chat. Everyone, Rich, how people get you, buddy?
On Twitter, X, whichever one we're calling it this week, it's Go Big Go Home Pod. Or on Facebook, it's my name, Rich Richardson.
All right, I am Sports Talking It. You can get me there on Twitter. That is my blue check mark page, the one we can go live with. Trying to figure out how to go live on everyone else's channel, like Driving to the Top. Obviously, the 412 Hammer Time Pit page. I believe we're live tonight because I shared it earlier on those pages. So, just doing our best to get out there. Everyone like, subscribe, give us a follow, give us a holler, whatever you want to do. Tell us we suck. Tell us we're good. We like comments.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I thank everyone for tuning in, and everybody have a good night.